Hello guys, I'm back again with another video. I'm the XP Traders CEO. I'm going to show you guys the difference between support and resistance and supply and demand. Like most people don't differentiate those two factors. Supply and resistance is very far different from supply and demand. So supply and resistance is basically this. Let me show you guys. It's basically this. Let me say price makes this low, makes a high, makes this low again, makes this high, makes this low, high. So support and resistance is basically this line right here. So this is the support, that is the support, and resistance is just vice versa. So let me differentiate for you support and resistance. Support and resistance basically deals with market trends, how the market moves and respects certain points, and certain points like a couple of times, price touching a certain point like 5 times, 3 times, 6 times, whatever it is. That is support and resistance. Supply and demand deals with accumulation of transactions in the market and equilibrium. Accumulation of transactions basically means where the point where transactions have been very many and the market is in consolidation, like the sellers are equal to the buyers and the market is in a sideways movement and it is making a base. Now if market drops or makes a rally up, if the market may come back to balance that, to retest that point, and then moves to the direction of the trend. Let me show you this scenario. Basically supply and demand is like this. Let me say price, supply and demand is basically this. Let me show you guys. Supply and demand is basically this. Let me say price is dropping and then price makes this, starts consolidating like this, then price drops. Are you seeing guys? Now price, supply and demand, this one becomes our supply zone, this one becomes our supply zone. Now it is more likely mostly price can make some fair value gaps between here like this, fair value gaps, and makes another fair value gap maybe down here like this. So price is basically going to move like this. It is more likely to move from here, coming back to fill these value gaps, then going up, then may come to retest this point here. I think guys, retesting that consolidation where market was accumulating a lot, market is likely to retest that point and then continues to the trend and moves downwards like this. Now this one becomes, let me show you, this one becomes our supply zone. This one becomes our supply, this one becomes our supply zone. I see guys, that is the difference between supply and demand. Let me show you here. what support and resistance basically is, like this. These are two different things, guys.
Purchase your tracks today.
These are two different things. Are you seeing, guys? Let me show you. Is this one the same as this one here? No, this is a supply and this is a resistance. Most people don't differentiate between those two terms. Supply and resistance are very totally different things. Different. Now if price gets this point, it is more likely to go down. You see, most of traders will enter short positions right here and keeping stop loss above that point.
That's cool on the beat.
Let me show you. Most people will enter short here and go for a 1:2, a 1:3 to reward. Stop loss above this point. Have you seen, guys? That's basically supply and demand. That is the difference between supply and demand. That's the difference between supply and demand and support and resistance. Most people say supply and demand is the same as support and resistance. They are two different things. Basically, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. The difference between supply and demand and support and resistance. And a demand zone is formed when price does this. A demand zone, let me see. Price is moving up, then makes a consolidation here. Then price moves up. Are you seeing, guys? Price here is likely to move further down. Down to retest this point here, and then moves up. I see in this scenario here. Now this becomes our demand zone. Now this becomes the demand zone. Let me show you. This one becomes our demand zone. I see, guys. That is the difference between supply and demand, and then support and resistance. So never confuse the two. It will be confusing, two strategies at the same time. So I'm done for that. See you guys in the next video.